I was a perfect child. It's a great place to start. I was a perfect child, at least according to my parents. I rarely cried as a baby. I was an affable toddler. I loved reading books and asking questions. I didn't drink before the legal drinking age, except for one shot, but I came clean really quick about it. And it was like a few months before the legal drinking age, so I think that still counts. I was the perfect child. It's a persona that I'm quite proud of. Proud to a fault, even. I am perfect. I didn't lie about drinking, kind of. I didn't lie about sneaking out, but I definitely lied to my parents. See, this facade of perfection was so important to me. Even as my identity crumbled around me, I had to maintain this facade of perfection. This is where you enter my anxiety, my depression, my eating disorder, my host of mental illnesses. My psyche loves control, black and white, success and failure, perfection. It handles little else very well. When I was 14, first year of high school, my friends and the people in my school were lying to their parents about drinking and who they were kissing and drugs. Apparently, my high school was the place to get drugs. I didn't know. Someone really should have told me. They were all lying to their parents about those things. I was lying to my parents about my perfection. See, writing has always been so important to me, and it's been this outlet to work through things. Grade 9, first year of high school, 14 years old, I wrote a story called Have You Seen Her? It went through a series of searching pleas of have you seen her and she won't answer my calls, before eventually revealing that her was me. This poem happened to be appreciated by a high school English teacher who submitted it to a short story contest or a poetry contest. And when that poem won second place, they called home to tell my parents, and my parents were quick to congratulate me. You have to keep in mind, my parents are engineers. Their worlds exist in schematics and blueprints and code and chemical equations, not in poetry and literature and hidden meanings. So it was an easy lie. Oh, the poem's just about the transition to high school. Even then I knew it was about me losing me. 15 years old, grade 10, I became a published poet through the Canadian poetry anthology Fire and Light. I wrote a poem about a girl with golden hair who shook the earth, and nobody saw her until she fell out of the sky. It went something like, do you see the girl with the golden hair? She rode in on waves, left with the wind, the one who was, who made us, who could be, the one who crashed, who fell, who burned. I don't have to ask if you can see that girl, because after that, no one can look away. I still remember running home from the mailbox with my publication letter, screaming about being published, fully reminiscent of Charlie and his golden ticket, and my parents adamantly telling me, you can't have been published. We have no idea what's going on. To be fair, we could argue about whether this was a lie or a lie of omission, because I definitely did not tell my parents about this darker, dreary poem. Once they eventually figured out what was going on, they congratulated me and asked, what was this poem about? Again, I lied. Who knows? It's poetic, it's beautiful. I focus on the success, the win, the perfection, because I was perfect. Grade 11. At that time, I was an honor roll student and captain of the high school basketball team. And I won a provincial short story contest about an honor roll student and sports captain who killed herself. This time, my parents approached me a little more carefully. My mother approached me alone In my room, calmly, my mother, the engineer, asked if she should be reading into any hidden meanings. And I, the perfect liar, said, no, of course not. Come on, I'm studying psychology. I was inspired by the textbooks and the case studies. Focus on the win, the perfection. My final year of high school, I tore all of the poems and stories off of my bedroom walls. At this point in school, I had already collapsed multiple times from starving myself in an eating disorder that wouldn't be diagnosed from years to come. I waved perfect test scores and university acceptance letters like a matador to distract my parents. Of course I ate breakfast. Lie. Of course I slept last night. Lie. I'm redecorating. I'm getting ready to move out for university. I was tired of those old poems. Lie. 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 To me, losing writing was the final straw of losing myself. Like that poem I wrote 4 years earlier, I lost myself entirely. Because, see, I was the perfect child. And the perfect child has to maintain the facade of perfection at all costs. Because depression, darkness, that darkness that makes you cry in stairwells, withdraw from your friends, cut down your sleep hour by hour, minute by minute, every night so you can write more essays, write more stories, win more contests, be more perfect. That doesn't take work. Perfection is easy. You don't show the work, you don't show the hardness, you don't show the darkness. Because darkness is scary. And who wants to be scared? As we grow up, I'm sure we all tell fewer lies. Not zero, but fewer. I still lie to my parents from time to time, but I've gotten a lot better about not lying to myself. I've accepted that perfection is mostly impossible. I try to redefine success for myself and on my own terms, where I still might tell the occasional lie about my mood or capacity or how hard I push myself. I've gotten a lot better about not lying to doctors and therapists, and I think that's what counts. I share my happy poems with my parents, all rainbows and butterflies, and I surround myself with chosen family who answer my phone calls late at night as I recite my latest poetry and work through some new darkness. And that works. It really does. I can handle lying to my parents a little bit from time to time. Because come on, I know I'm not perfect. Thank you.